I want you to have a look at this really mean comment that I got recently. And no, this is not based off a bird's nest. It's based off a squirrel's nest, damn it. Yep, the internet can be a mean place, and I've been creating content now for 15 years. Here are the 5 most powerful lessons I can share with you on how to deal with negativity. Number 1, if you try to please them all, you will please no one. And this is a very important lesson you need to digest. If you try to please them all, you're going to please no one. One of the main reasons why the mean comments impact us, it comes from this desire to please everyone. I want everyone to like me. Oh no, 6 people have left the mean comment. No, I want those 6 people to like me too. And then the reason it causes you a lot of pain is because you wish those 6 people who left mean comments also like you. Let go of that. And the way you can let go of it is you realizing that if you tried to please those 6 people too, the other 94 people that do like you now won't like you because now you've become bland. And that's the reality of what happens when we try to please everyone. I mean, we all have experienced this, right? And this is no fault of their own. Unfortunately, they just haven't had good guidance in their life, I believe. But you know the person that just agrees with everyone? The one that is always afraid to share their own opinions? The one that is always on the fence about everything? The one that just kind of says what everybody else wants to hear? I used to be that person. And when I was that person, I didn't have any influence because I tried to please everyone. So I tried not to upset anybody. I tried to make sure that anytime I say something, it doesn't rub anybody the wrong way. I make sure that I silence myself so that I don't share opinion. And then I became somebody that was just bland. And I'm not saying go out there and hurt other people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying be you. Don't be afraid to be you. Right? And I no longer am going to try to please everyone because I finally learned that if I try to please everyone, I'm not going to please anyone. And this is the reality. Some of my students, there's a small percent, there's going to be 1 to 2 students that are not going to enjoy the experience for some reason or the other and ask for a refund. And that's all right. It is what it is because I know that 99% of you I am pleasing. And that's okay. That 1% I'll ignore because to serve the majority, there are times you have to ignore the minority. And be careful, the squeaky wheel is often the loudest, but that's not the wheel you need to fix at times. Second thing, I used to think that when someone leaves a comment, they are now thinking about me for the next 17 days and that they're just constantly thinking about how much I suck as a content creator, right? And they're just sitting there in their bedrooms going, oh my God, I can't believe Vin's such an idiot, as if he made this video with this example. It doesn't even make sense. It's not even true. It doesn't help anybody. And I used to think the moment they leave a comment, they're now thinking about me from that point on. And that's why I weight their comment with a lot of weight. Whereas in actual reality, the moment they left the comment, the very moment after they hit enter, they are now thinking about what type of ice cream they should have that evening because they're trying to watch their weight and they don't want to put on too much weight. So they're thinking now, should I have the one that is organic? Should I have the one that's filled with sugar that tastes better? Or should I just go for an ice block that's sugar-free? That's what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about me. So what I had to learn is that the most important person to you is you. And the most important person to me is me. So if that's the reality, if they're putting no weight on that comment and the moment they leave that comment, they're no longer thinking about me, if they no longer value that comment after they've left it, why am I valuing it? And I realized there was this silly game that I was playing in my head where I just thought that once they leave that comment, they've put their heart and soul into it and now they're going to think about that comment for the rest of their life. That's how I was carrying their comment. But then when I truly made the realization that the moment they leave the comment, they don't care about you anymore. So if they don't care about the comment, I'm not going to care about the comment. That's the second thing that really helps me. The third thing is I no longer read my comments. I don't. And it's not because I'm being mean to the people that are supporting me. It's not because of that. It's because I know that even if I see some of the comments, if I read enough of the negative comments, it still impacts me negatively. And you know what is the worst part? The worst part is if I read too many of them, it changes me. So again, the third point is I'm no longer curious about the negative comments. I'm not. I've had to create that barrier. And because we've got 12 million followers across all platforms, it's too noisy and my brain can't handle that amount of noise, positive or negative, right? Because if I read too many positive, it inflates my ego and then I think I'm the shit. But if I read too many negatives, then I think I am shit. So again, I've just had to make that difficult decision to go, you know what? I'm no longer going to read my comments. My team monitor it and give me feedback based on that. But again, I can't read them anymore. If I read the comments that are negative and then I change how I act as a result of that, here's where the problem lies. You initially follow me because of me. And then you tell me how to be me, which then makes me no longer me. Which will mean then you unfollow me. I know there should be a poem. But think about that. You follow me first because of me, but then you tell me how to be me. And then I no longer am me, which will then cause you to unfollow me. Where's the benefit in that? Do you see what I'm saying? So then I'm just going to learn to have the courage to be me. Hey, if you're finding this content valuable, it would mean the world to me if you could leave a like and subscribe. If you haven't already, I mean, surely you have, right? So we can help more people become better communicators. All right, let's get back to the video. The next one. This helps me have a lot of compassion. Use compassion as a tool to deal with those mean comments if you see them. Think about this, all right? If someone comes across a 90-second video of mine, and this happens, and they leave a comment, really mean comment like this, you are a piece of shit. Every single piece of advice you share is BS. You are so annoying. Stop appearing on my feed. I hate you. I've gotten comments like that before. It's very mean, very toxic. But think about this for a second. For someone to have a video just come across their feed and for them to react that negatively on a video of someone they've never met before, they've never seen before, and that video is someone trying to help the world improve their communication skills. If someone reacts that negatively to something like that, what kind of world are they living in? What is their environment like right now for them to have that much hate? They must be living in a place that is not that pleasant. It must be a fairly toxic environment that they're currently in. I mean, I love this analogy. When you squeeze a lemon, what do you get? Well, you get lemon juice. When you squeeze an orange, what do you get? Well, you get orange juice. When you squeeze a positive person, what do you get? You get positivity. When you squeeze a negative person, what do you get? You get negativity. You can't give what you don't have. So that person must have a lot of that negativity in their hearts, in their souls, in their minds. And if something simple as a video was able to trigger them to be squeezed, they're not in a good place. So now when I do see these hate comments, I also have a layer of compassion. I'm not doing this to be passive aggressive. I'm genuinely not doing this to be passive aggressive. I just look at it and go, well, damn, man, you must be in a tough place. And I have empathy and I have compassion for that. And then the last one is one that I learned from Brene Brown, who learned it from Theodore Roosevelt. And it's a beautiful poem. Feel free to close your eyes while I read this. I think that makes it even more meaningful. Feel free to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes while I read this. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does this actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Thank you, Brene, for making me aware of this. And do you know what I learned from this? I'm not interested in your feedback if you are not in the arena with me. If people have feedback on how I create content and how I run my online business, here's the reality, and I'm not saying this to be mean. If you're not out there teaching public speaking as much as I'm teaching public speaking and running in-person workshops and creating content 5 times a week consistently for the last 3 years, I'm not really interested in your feedback in that arena. I'm interested in the feedback of others who are in the arena with me while their face is being punched, while they're being shoved, while I'm interested in those people's opinions. So again, if you get all of this feedback, always ask yourself the question, are they in the arena or are they sitting on the stands?